weekly meets with mothers to help them prioritize their busy lives.
So, one of the things that I found is that as a mom, we're no longer multitasking, we're megatasking. Okay? And isn't that true?
You guys are going to love this scope. Now, I'm never up this late, but I am up. And this is going to be a great, great scope. I hope you're ready.
Whatever we do for ourselves is what we are giving to our family.
Hey, darling. Good to see you. Good to see you.
I'm always ready to work out. So I always bring with me my jump rope as well as my resistance bands. Easy way to get your workout in any day, anytime.
I love the toolkit, Mia. How about dads? Can dads have one too?
Absolutely. Dads create the best toolkit.
Guys, invite your friends. This is going to be a great,
wherever you're going to be that day with your family to maximize the day.
But it is the
truth. If you have ever said there are not enough hours in a day, you're going to love my next strategy called blending. Blending is when you are doing something for your children, looking for opportunities to do something for yourself. You guys, tell me, how are you already blending in your life? How are you taking care of yourself while you're taking care of your children?
I'm so excited that you're
here. I have a girlfriend who's a trainer who created a way in which we literally work in her garage while our kids play outside.
Now this is going to be one of those tough
me time, we're getting mommy time, and
Princess is in the house. Hey, Princess.
We've had over 283
I'm going to see you in a couple weeks.
And I think the power of the groups has been that moms have no judgment, just camaraderie. You have an opportunity to connect with other women in your demographics of motherhood. And I firmly believe that moms aren't necessarily looking to balance their work and their life. I think that we want more of is joy. Creating opportunities to experience joy on a daily basis in your life is the goal. The next time you and your family need a getaway, try a staycation. What I mean by that is explore in your hometown. Play a tourist.
I'm going to stop this, guys. Exactly I'm going to get started. 1 second. Let me flip the camera. Hey, guys. Let me adjust this here. My battery was kind of low, so I need this cord. Okay, wait. Almost. Okay. That's reality TV. Hey, guys. It's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. And I'm fired up. It is late here on the East Coast, but you know what? I'm fired up. So what you going to do? What you going to do? So I want to introduce myself. I'm going to try to keep this to a 20-minute scope because I know it's late. But for my West Coast folks, you guys, it's 9 o'clock, right? So I am Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. Let me just cover up a little bit. miaredrick.com, or my past scopes at katch.me, and just search Mia_Redrick, Mia_Redrick. And you will see there are over 180 content-rich scopes. I'm not sure how long they're going to be there. Hey there, Princess. I'm not sure how long they're going to be there, so make sure you grab them, okay? Make sure you grab them. Make sure you view them. I want to tell you my story for those of you who don't know my story. When I got started my business 13 years ago, I really just wanted to go to work as myself. I had a background as a corporate trainer. I loved what I did professionally. Loved it. Just loved it. But I wanted more. I wanted to combine my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. And I didn't know anyone doing that. So I decided to get some expert advice. I went to a business resource center in my town where they help people structure their businesses or new business ideas, concepts. And I was told that the business that I've been doing for the last 13 years, that I should go back to work as a corporate trainer, that no one would ever pay me to do what I'm currently doing. And I always share the story with you because I want you to be inspired. If you are a thought leader, maybe you see something or you think differently about ideas, right? That's what entrepreneurs do. And sometimes you see things other people don't see. That was me. I wanted to be a mom coach when the words didn't go together. Mom and coaching didn't go together. Hey, Tara, good to see you, right? When mom and coaching didn't go together. I'm so grateful that I ended up continuing to look around, and I found a life coach, a business coach. Her name was Terry Levine, and she was great. She had a business school, and she was a coach, and she showed me how to take my ideas, in essence, and to create a coaching practice. Now, what was cool was that Terry didn't have any kids. I had kids, but she worked with a lot of coaches. Hey, darling. She worked with a lot of coaches, and we all did different things. And I was able to stand on her shoulders. I was literally able to watch how she set up her business. And I could see for myself, as a result of seeing what she was doing, some things that I could do, in terms of structuring my own business or setting up my own coaching programs. There were no curriculums, no modules. I wasn't even sure what I would do coaching my clients, right? So fast forward, I've had the opportunity to write several books. Many are #1 Amazon bestsellers. And I've had the greatest fortune to be able to work with many corporate Fortune 100 brands as well. Hey, darling, Miss Keisha's in the house. And using my books and using my products and using my IP, my intellectual property. Hey, darling. And this was the girl that was told, this will never work, okay? In addition, I've been signed to an Emmy-nominated, nationally syndicated show, America Now. I was signed to their 6th season, and I shot over 32 segments for them for national television as paid talent. And I'm really proud of that, because that was always a dream of mine, to be able to do, national television. And yeah, it's so cool, right? And being myself, right? So that's kind of the ABCs of me. I was so glad that I had built my well before I had gotten thirsty, because my husband developed kidney disease about 7 years ago. And he was on dialysis for 5 years, guys. He got a kidney transplant 2 years ago, and he's doing amazing. But for 5 years, he was on dialysis. And because we were entrepreneurs, because I was an entrepreneur, I had freedom. I had options. We had income. We could hire a private physician for him. I could be available to him in the ways that I needed to be. And I wasn't bound. My time wasn't bound by something else. And I know that this is speaking to somebody else. Hey, darling, good to see you. I know this is speaking to someone that you really want freedom, like you really want it, right? So this scope tonight, guys, if you don't mind inviting your friends on Periscope, Twitter, or Facebook, because it's going to be a really, really great scope. Thank you so much. Freedom is a good thing. Freedom isn't free, though. You know what I mean? And it comes with work. It's a discipline in order to earn the right to be free. And that's what I want to talk about, because so many people today, you get on Periscope, everybody's talking about how to make 6 figures in 2 minutes, and it's so easy to believe that that is just like that. But the fact of the matter is, success is a discipline, and I want you guys to hear me, and I hope that you have the ability to discern flash, and from truth, okay? You got to know that. You got to know the difference. It's really important. Who you listen to. I think, was it Amy Grant that had that song years ago? You got to know who to and who not to listen to. You need to know who to and who not to listen to. And sometimes people have charismatic personalities, and things sound really great. But the fact of the matter is it truth? Okay? Because what you need is truth, okay? Because that's the only thing that's going to work. All right, so today, what I'm going to be talking about tonight, is the truth about working with a coach. Because, yeah, if you've thought about working with a coach, if you have worked with a coach, I'm going to kind of explain the underbelly of working with a coach. Like, how do you know if you're ready to work with a coach or not, right? And there's some truths that go into working with a coach, right? And I thought that I'm going to talk about some of the things that we don't talk about so much, because a lot of times when you're thinking about working with a coach, you're focused strictly on the results, right? You're focused on the results that you want. But these are the things I think that you need to be thinking about before you decide you want to work with a coach or not. All right. Deal? Anybody ready? Say, I'm ready, Mia, and I'll get started. Just say, I'm ready, and I will get started with today's topic, the truth about working with a coach. Who's ready? Anybody ready out there? Is anyone ready? I've been trying to decide if I want to work with a coach. Ready? Okay. You're ready? Okay. Anybody? Just one person ready? Okay, we're ready. I'm not going to be talking to myself. Number one, the truth about working with a coach is you have to do the work to get the results. I'm sorry, you do, okay? So when you hire a coach, what you got to understand is that you're hiring the coach because they have some level of expertise. I'm hoping they do, okay, that you can see. There's some results that they can show you. They're not, it's not hype, like it's real stuff, okay, that you can see, people you can talk to, and that you're going to have to do the work to get the results. you are going to have to heavy lift. And anyone that tells you anything other than that, it is not real, all right? Because there is no magic bullet. When you are running a business, you have to run your own business. Your coach is working with you and likely other people as well, and they're going to give you the best of themselves, the best of their knowledge, the best of their expertise. But implementation is 100% your deal. And if you are not a person that wants to be accountable, you don't want to implement, or you're not in a position, your life is not in a position to allow you to do it, then coaching is not for you. It's just not. Because when you decide to make that decision to coach and you're not ready to get serious about implementing or showing up for your calls or being accountable, what happens is people like that don't take 100% responsibility for what they're not doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not your coach's problem that you're at work late and you missed the assignment and you missed the work and you're not getting it in because you're not hungry enough. It is your responsibility. So you have to do the work to get the results. It doesn't work like just because you buy the course, just because you work with someone that's amazing, just because you work with someone that makes 6 figures or $1 million or whatever it is you're looking for. That's not enough. Does that make sense? Because so many people decide to work with people because they want to be in alignment with saying, that's my coach. Like, I get to work with him or I get to work with her, because their egos need to be propped up by having, the association of working with some people. But what I'm talking about tonight is the truth about working with a coach and how to know if you're ready or not. And you're not ready. If you're not willing to do what you need to do, you're not ready. You're not ready to work with a coach because you got to be willing to change. You got to show up on your calls. You got to show up for your, you got to be accountable. You got to implement. You got to do the work. Hearing it is one thing. Doing it is another thing. I hope you're hearing me. All right. And I'm not trying to step on any toes. I just want to be plain. I want to be transparent about it because so many people don't get this piece. They look at what everybody's doing. They go to live events. They see somebody on stage. They are mesmerized by the experience. They say, that's it. I'm in. But the question is, are you ready to do the work? Because if you're not ready to do the work, you don't need a coach right now. I'm just telling you. You're going to waste your money. You're going to be angry at the person that you made the investment with because you aren't ready. I'm just saying. Number two, I'm going to be gentle. The truth about working with a coach is you are going to have to invest. My phone's ringing. 1 second. You are going to have to invest for more than 60 minutes or a 60-day class, okay? So if you want results, okay? If you want results, you are going to have to make an investment for more than a 60-minute class. Hear me, for those of you who are my $47 people who want a miracle, all right? You want a miracle, you want to take one class, 60 minutes, and you expect it to change your life. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And I don't care what anybody's saying. I don't care what the copy's saying. I don't care. It's not true. All right? The fact of the matter is, if you truly want results and you are working with a coach, there is no one class fix. There is not. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the class is. And anything other than that is not real. Now, you might want it to be real because the price is right. It's $47 and it's the answer. It is part of the answer, yes, but you're going to need more. And you got to understand that if you're working with a coach, if somebody tells you they got the one class that you need and after that your whole life is going to be transformed, it's not true. It's not real. I have done 1 million classes. I'm a highly skilled coach. I've worked with a lot of great coaches, 19, and the fact of the matter is none of that's real because you got to have time to implement. Sometimes you got to have time to process what you're hearing so that you can show up and do the things that you're hearing, and that's definitely more than 60 days. And I just want to be honest about it because nobody talks about it, right? Everybody tells you, you take my 60-day class, your whole world's going to be transformed. It's really one of the reasons why all of my coaching programs are 12 months because there is no miracle that's going to happen in 60 days. I do not care what the program is. I think you can learn a lot. I believe you can have a successful launch in that period of time. That's true. All right. However, if we're talking about building a business that's sustainable, if we're talking about building systems that are long lasting, It's just not enough time. All right? Somebody hear me, because I'm saying truth. If you believe what I'm saying, if you hear what I'm saying, if it resonates with you, if you don't mind typing truth, just type truth, because it's the truth. And I just wanted to break down some of the misconceptions that we have, the truth about working with a coach. See, the truth about working with a coach. Somebody write truth if this resonates with you. All right. So today what I'm talking about is the truth about working with a coach. All right. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support moms with life and business success. I personally directly work with over 400 clients. I've supported, my strategies have supported literally millions of people around the world. But personally, I've worked with over 400 clients. 112 of my clients are authors. Half of them are #1 Amazon bestsellers. And you know what? They all needed more than 60 days in a 60-minute class. I'm just saying. And they're smart people. They're sharp. They believe in self-investment. And they do the work, all right? I'm just being clear. Number 3, you guys did not type in truth. All right, so you guys tell me, do you have a question based on what I've said so far? Which is, number 1, you have to do the work to get the results. Number 2, you are going to have to invest more than 60 minutes or 60 days in order for you to get the results that you want. All right? Does that resonate with you, or do you have a question about it? Somebody, anybody, type in if you have a question. All right. Number three is you will have to do personal growth work to complement what you're learning. Thank you. You will have to do personal growth work to complement what you are learning. Thank you so much. All right. Now here's the reality. All right. If your goal in your business is to grow an amazing business, it's not just all business. See, it's the person that you are that influences, thank you so much, that influences how you show up in your business. This is why I get all of my clients. My clients have to read. They have to be on a personal development program, because if you're going to sell, sales is about how you look at yourself, how you see yourself, how you value yourself. So you've got to do some personal development to show up powerful in that way. It's the person you become. Absolutely. So the truth about working with a coach is that working with a coach is one part of the wheel. Okay. But the fact of the matter is you actually have to do some other things. You're going to have to do some personal growth work so that you can grow into the person that you need to be to do some of the things that you need to do. I'll give you a great example. When I first got started in my business, my coach, oh man, she was great, right? But some of the things I just didn't even believe myself yet, because here it is. I came from this corporate background. I didn't know anything about coaching. This whole world is new to me. I'm thinking that I need to start at the bottom of the barrel, charge people $75 an hour, because how could I charge them my full worth and value, because I'm a new coach. And I didn't understand. I just was confused about it. I had to grow into the person that could charge my worth. I'm just saying. And that's true for all of us. Hello, I got on late, but you don't believe a change can take place in 21 days versus 60 days. I think that if we're talking about building a sustainable business that's going to allow you to change your life and be free and have systems that are automated, no, I don't believe that. If we're talking about 21 days to change your habits, I do believe that. But if we're talking about building this, I can't, I'm a great coach, but in 60 days, I cannot help my clients in 60 days learn all the things that I know about outsourcing or automating this. It's just impossible, because you got to put the things in place, and then they've got to have time to marinate. They've got to have time to work with the clients and the people that you're serving. And we've got to see what's working. We've got to see what isn't working. And it just doesn't happen in 60 days. And for most people, they've got to set things up on their websites, and they've got to work with other people to get those things done. It's just not realistic in terms of being able to do those things. But do I believe you can have personal transformation within 21 days? Yes. I believe you can have personal transformation that can happen from having an experience that's a high-level laser coaching experience. But I don't believe you can build a solid 6-figure business in 60 days and not have follow-up with someone that's supporting you. That's what I believe, okay? I'm just saying that's my truth. And maybe there are other people out here that say other things. There are, and that say other things, and maybe they would be the person to work with you. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and that has not been my truth. And I'm very successful. You know, it's like I do whatever it is that my coach is telling me. It needs time to marinate. We need to see what works. We need to see what doesn't work. And it's a process. Does coaching only apply to personal branding? No. Coaching is life and business coaching. It can be any number of things. Okay. If we're talking about branding, you know, you've got to do a split test on the brand, your brand name, maybe even the look of your brand. We got to see how people respond to your market. All of that. It's a process of getting feedback from people. And it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen overnight just because you put up a website, or just because you have your brand, or just because you do a launch doesn't mean people come. Or even if they do, it doesn't mean the right people come. So it's a process. All right, number 4 is the truth about working with a coach. Number 4 is you might not see results right away, but it doesn't mean that it's not working. See, the truth is when you work with a coach, sometimes you might not see results right away. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. You might not see results right away, but it doesn't mean it's not working. I'm going to give you a great example. When I started working with my coach, I learned a lot about outsourcing. And outsourcing is, you know, learning how to leverage the skills and talents of people around the world to do all kinds of things, right? And it was something I was really fascinated with, and something that I understood intellectually, but I was afraid of the process. And it took me 3 years to really get it. Really understand it. So although I learned it in year 1, in year 3, I monetized it. And it's the book coaching arm of my business. 112 of my clients are authors. We sell our books between $15,000 and $21,000 each. And the fact of the matter is, I learned that strategy year 1 of my business. I didn't implement it until year 3, because even though I understood it intellectually, I had to grow into a person that felt that she could manage that whole process. See, that's what coaching is like. And it's so funny to me, because when I look back on that, I think, man, you know, what if I didn't coach with Terry during that period of time, and I wouldn't have learned about outsourcing? And then this arm of my business that's made me multiple 6 figures in my business wouldn't have been available to me. Just saying. All right. But I didn't have any return. I wasn't writing any books that first year for anyone. Year 2, none of that. Okay. I didn't have any monetary return from that one strategy that I learned from her, because I had to grow into the person that could implement that. And I want to share that with you guys, because there's so many people that this is what they say to me, things like this, like, I need to make money right now. I need to make it right now. Like right now, okay? That's the personal development aspect. Absolutely. I need to make right now. Like, tell me what I can do right now. What you can do right now is implement what your coach is teaching you. Show up on all of your training calls. Really go in, do the work, right? Play full out and do what you're supposed to do. And eventually you will see a return. And it was interesting to me, because every time I think about that book coaching arm, I learned that. I actually learned that probably like month 4, coaching with her. But it took me 3 years to implement that one strategy that's been a multiple 6-figure earner for me. Just saying. There's no quick fixes. And we need to understand that. You got to get that out of your mentality. You go into coaching with the mindset that says, I'm going here to learn. I'm going here to stand on your shoulders. I'm going here to learn from your model. And I just decided I was going to be teachable. I was going to be coachable. I was going to be like a sponge. I actually didn't matter what I knew. I felt like, you know what? I already know I'm smart. The fact of the matter is, I don't know how to build a coaching practice, and she does. And I'm going to zipper my lips, and I'm going to listen and watch. And that's what I did. I listened and I watched. I was teachable. I was coachable. I honored the relationship always, even when I made no money in the beginning. All right, because it was me. It wasn't about her. She knew how to make money. I had to figure out for myself. I had to grow into a person that could learn how to sell. And I had some work to do in order to get in that place. Do you understand? But I showed up. I kept my attitude right. I just learned. I just said, I'm going to go to everything. I came early. I stayed late. All right. The next thing you need to do, and it is the truth. Right. Yeah. Listen, then implement. The truth about working with a coach is you will have greater results if you work with someone that knows and gets you. Okay, you need to stop coach swapping. You know, coach swapping, like switching from one coach to the next. You know how people do that. I don't do that. I've worked with the same coaches for years. Now, I have multiple people who I've worked with over the years who have fine-tuned me, but my primary coach, Terry, has been my coach for many years. I love her. She gets me. And I don't have to take her back through like who I am and what my habits are and where I get stuck and, all of these things. She understands where I am, and we just pick up from where I am, and we can just move on from there. And so many of you, you know what I'm talking about. You're like looking for that quick answer. You know what I'm saying? And so you hop to this thing, and then you hop to that thing, and then you hop to this thing, and then you get confused because you got too many things. But the truth about working with a coach, if you want to get great results, is, find someone that gets you and that you really like, and stay right there in that sweet spot, right? Stay in that sweet spot, learn from what they're saying, implement what they're telling you to do, all right? And sometimes we switch because we don't want to do the thing we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So you leave the coach that you're with so that you can go with someone else because you didn't want to do what that coach told you to do. You're not being teachable. You're not being coachable. But you're saying you want results. Stop doing that, all right? If you truly want to get results. I didn't do that. I stayed with the same coaches. I've worked with the same people over the years. I have had to hire people for different specialty areas like product launches or for branding or for outsourcing. It was just specialized training. But my primary coaches have been the same people. Over the years, all right? And that really has supported me because they know me, they know my patterns, they know my habits, okay? And they motivate me, okay? The next is the truth about working with a coach. If you're just joining me, that's what I'm talking about today, the truth about working with a coach. And I've already covered that. Number one is you have to do the work to get the results, right? Number one. Number two is you're going to have to invest for more than 60 minutes of time or a 60-day experience of some sort, some kind of coaching program, if you really want results. Number three is you will have to do personal growth work that will complement your work with your coach, all right? All right, number four is you might not see results right away. Just saying, but that doesn't mean that things are not working, all right? Because for me, man, when things started working, it all started to click and come together, and it was like, boom, all right? And it's amazing because everything that I'm doing right now is everything that I learned, really everything I learned 13 years ago. But I had to grow into this person that could have it all work, all right? I had to believe it. I had to believe I could do it. All right. Number five, and I'll give you a great example. I'll never forget this. This is so crazy to me. I remember that my coach said to me, she said, if I were you, I would videotape myself. She said, videotape yourself with the children. I was like, why? Why would I do that? And she told me, she was like, you've got really great ways. Your strategies are really good. And I was like, well, who would want to see that? Just saying. Okay. All right. Okay. Number six, your coach will make you angry sometimes by challenging you to your light. That's true. Your coach is going to make you mad sometimes because they're going to challenge you to your light. They're not going to let you play small. And that's going to upset you. That's going to rub your lamp. And you got to understand that. Okay. That's part of why you hired that person, is so that they can help you get to the other side. And if whenever that coach does that, pushes you in that way, and you feel you get upset, it's likely a change that you need to make, all right? And sometimes I always say to my clients, you didn't hire me to say you're wonderful and you're amazing. My clients are wonderful and they're amazing. You hired me because there's a result that you want. Maybe you're afraid, maybe you're scared, maybe you're angry, maybe you have a bad attitude, okay? And as a result of those things, okay, I'm calling you out on those things. And when I call you out on those things might make you mad, all right? But you got to understand, that's what you hired that person for. It's so that you can grow. It's so that you can grow, okay? Because you wouldn't be angry if it wasn't real in some way, all right? You wouldn't be angry if it wasn't real in some way. Don't take it personally. Understand that is the truth about working with a coach. A great coach is going to call you out, all right? Great coach is not going to let you hide. They're not gonna make you feel bad, but they're gonna call you out on the things that you're supposed to do, and they need to do that. All right, that's their responsibility. That's what you're hiring them for, is not to take your stuff. All right, the next thing is You're going to have to, the truth is about working with a coach, is that you will have to honor your commitment to your contract if you want your clients to pay you. All right? So what that means is that when you sign a contract with a coach, I don't care if it's 3 months, I don't know, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months, whatever it is, okay? It's an agreement, okay, of trust. So you sign an agreement saying that you are going to commit to the payment terms, and guess what? You need to do that because your word matters. And if you don't pay your coach, your clients are not going to pay you. I'm just telling you, that is how it works, all right? You will never understand or be able to support your clients in terms of when they get to a point where they're like, I'm not getting results, right? Because they're going to say it, because they're not implementing. I'm not getting results. And they're going to say, and my husband said, I shouldn't work with you anymore. I can't work with you anymore. Or I need to, whatever it is. You will not be able to support your client when they do things like that if you don't overcome that situation yourself. Because you won't understand their mentality. You understand that? I hope you guys are understanding me on this. And the fact of the matter is, that's your responsibility, because when people are working with you professionally, there are some people who, when they're struggling with things, they just give up. It's like when they go to the gym, they just stop going to the gym, right? And you got to figure out how to keep people in the game, but you can't do that if, in fact, you don't stay in the game, in your own game, and honor your own agreements, right? So you will attract the kind of client that you are. I'm just saying, you are. All right, the truth about working with a coach, number 7, is you might get kicked out of a coaching program. You can get kicked out of a coaching program. I don't know if you guys have known about this, but you can get kicked out of a coaching program. And the truth is that your coach has a responsibility to maintain a certain level of professionalism within their network. You know, they only want to work with certain kind of people. And if you're a difficult person, or you don't implement, or you're rude, or whatever it is that's going on with you, and you don't add value to community back in terms of your reflection or how you're showing up, your coach might kick you out. And a lot of people don't know that. They get upset about it because they don't realize that that is a possibility. That you just, when you're working with someone and you're working with people who are highly skilled and trained, they don't have to work with you. Like giving their talents and their skills and their gifts to you is, they want a certain caliber of person. And if you don't show up like that, you can get kicked out of coaching programs. That is the truth about working with a coach that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's true. I have done it. I do it. If there are people who are in my network, if they're gossipers, if they're rude, if they're mean-spirited, I just don't do it, because I like being in community with go-givers, people who really do support one another. And if you don't, you got to go, okay? And that's the reality. And that's the reality of most professional coaches that I know, that they are not going to tolerate, low vibration people, or if it's just not a fit. Like maybe it's somebody that's just not doing the work. They'll kick you out. And you need to think about that, because a lot of people are very surprised when that happens. But that's a reality of what can happen when you work with a coach also, all right? All right, and then the last thing, I guess it's number 8, I got all my numbers mixed up, is the way your coach structures their business is what you will learn no matter what your coach says. So whatever your coach is doing, I would say, to earn their dollars is what you are going to learn from them, okay? That's how you're going to earn yours. So if your coach is earning their dollars by going from one event to the next event to the next event, that's what they're going to teach you. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as that is the way you want to earn your money. If your coach is earning their money passively from the comfort of their home or through automation, systems for automation, that's what they're going to teach you. All right? And you need to know the difference. And I think it's important to understand that, because a lot of times we see coaches out at speaking events, and that's where people are like, wow, you're so amazing. But the question is, when you're looking and evaluating a coach for yourself, you need to make sure they have what you need. All right? And if you have a need to be home at 4 o'clock every day, that's why you want to build your business so you can be home. And this coach that you admire, who is a dynamic speaker for sure, but that earns their money by, going from one event to next event to next event, is that compatible with what you want? I'm just saying. All right. So you need to be clear about that. I just wanted to explain some of the truths about working with a coach that people don't think about, but it's important. And when you understand it, you can choose more powerfully for yourself. I'm Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist. I support moms with life and business success, and some dads, right? And you can always check me out at miaredrick.com or my past scopes at katch.me and just search Mia_Redrick. I'm thinking that maybe you have some questions for me. Did this scope support you guys? Did this scope support you guys tonight? Are there any questions on the floor? I'd love to answer them. I'd love to answer them if there are, okay? But I wanted to explain this tonight because this is one of those things, thank you, sweetie. This is one of those things that we don't hear a lot. Coaches don't talk about a lot because you go to the website, you see the program, you're like, oh, this looks like it's perfect for me. But these are the things that you need to be asking yourself. You know, you need to ask yourself, am I willing to do the work to get the results? Number one, hey, Rashonda. Hey, Rashonda. Number two, you know, I'm going to have to invest more than 60 minutes. How would one decide if they needed a business coach? Okay. All right. Hey, darling. Oh, 1 second. Hold on. Isn't this funny? I'm going to call you in 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Thank you. Don't you guys love reality? Don't you love reality? Okay. You're going to have to invest for more than 60 minutes or for 60 days. That's the reality, right? That was number two. Number three, you're going to have to do some personal growth work. And that's the reality to go alongside your coaching, all right? Your coaching is not just the answer. You love how I handle that, right? Like that. Number four, you might not see results right away, but it doesn't mean that it's not working, right? And that number five, you need to stop coach swapping, right? Because it's confusing you. You got too many things you're into, and you need to just focus in on the one thing that you need to get done with the coach that resonates with you the most and do the thing, all right? And you'll get greater results. And stop confusing yourself with so many things. Your coach will probably make you angry by holding you to your light at some point. That's the reality. My coach has many times, right? Tap the screen, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, Rashonda. You'll have to honor your commitment for your contract. You'll have to do that. If you want your clients to pay you, all right, the way you pay your coach is the way your clients are going to pay you. I'm just saying. And the reason this is true is because you have to understand psychologically what your clients have to overcome to say yes to a long-term commitment. And if you don't understand that because you yourself don't understand it, you will never be able to talk with your clients through that kind of process. I'm just telling you. All right. The coach, the way the coach structures their business is the way they're going to teach you. Okay. And that will make the investment and others will invest. That's how it works, right? It works exactly that way. See, when your client is having those issues, you'll understand them because you'll know what you had to do to overcome your 12-month commitment. Okay. And if you don't know what that's like because you keep backing up, how much you charge per hour? I charge $1,000 per hour. If you book me for packages, you can be a little bit lower. So if you do 5 hours, I think it's $2,400. So if you can do 5-hour packages, it's $2,400. Okay. All right. Or so you can check miaredrick.com. All of my packages are there under Rock Your Business. On Periscope, you can book 1 hour, one time. If you've never worked with me before, for $200. It's a $200 consult, but you can only book it one time. All right. And you can get that on miaredrick.com/3568. miaredrick.com/3568. I think it's / also. All right. And the other thing you need to keep in mind when you're working with a coach is that you might just get kicked out of your coaching program. And you get kicked out sometimes if you don't implement, sometimes if you don't add value to the community, if you are a gossiper, if you are negative, if your coach is sick of you acting the way you are, you can get kicked out. Yeah. And that's the reality. And yeah, you might have invested in a program and you get kicked out. Okay, it happens. I like how you package the Periscope deal. Smart, very smart. Thank you so much. And thank you for your email. I appreciate you so much. Right, I had a great time in Trinidad. It was wonderful. All right, and let me just say that I loved the curry. Okay, I had curry every day. All right, so we're not even going to discuss that. But I had curry every day. Every day. All right. Anyway, it was great and amazing, right? It's amazing. The people were amazing. It was amazing. The event was amazing. I just hosted a retreat, guys, about 2.5 weeks ago in Trinidad and Tobago. And then I came home for 2 days and went on spring break with my family for 9 days. We went to New Orleans, and then we went on a 7-day Caribbean cruise, Western Caribbean cruise, to Mexico, Honduras, and Belize. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we had a great time. We had a great time. And now I'm back in full effect. I came back on Monday, and I'm ready. Like, I've got some new things I want to share. And this was one of the scopes that I wanted to make sure that I shared just from my heart. And I want to make sure you guys get this because it's so important in terms of working with a coach. Everybody's looking, and I think it's great. Like, everybody's looking to work with mentors or coaches, but you got to make sure you're ready. And you need to know the other side of working with a coach, all right? Getting away gives you so much. You know what? Getting away, I slept a lot. And I believe when you work really hard that you need to play really hard. And I like to model that for my children as well. That, you know, that when I'm serving, I also want to make sure that I'm taking care of me so that I have something to give my clients. I have an incredible client base, incredible women, and it takes rest. Like, I got to be rested to work with them, right? You know, I got to rejuvenate. I need to read some books. I got to be ready, right? Because they're great women and they're doing great things, amazing things every day. And so, you know, that's important. And it's important for my clients to see too, because sometimes everybody gets so focused on the goal and making money, but your life informs your business. Your business does not inform your life. Business is always going to be there. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure your life informs your business. And that's that. I built my business to enjoy my life. You know what I'm saying? So, Rashonda, what side of town do you live on? I'm going to be on the West Coast on May 3rd through 7th. May 3rd through 7th. I don't know if you're on the West Coast or not. Okay, you're in South Carolina. Awesome. I am going to be doing laser coaching sessions out there the 3rd through the 7th. So on the West Coast, I'm fired up. I love the ladies out there, and I'm sure we'll Periscope. Okay, did you guys have any questions for me before I sign off? Any questions for me? Are there any questions for me? So this was a great scope, right? It was like a little different, but it was a great scope. It was a truth scope. And I had a great time tonight, and I came in, I was like, this is what I want to talk about. All right. Oh, my goodness. The Hack District is in the house. I haven't seen you guys in the longest time. Is that you, Jason? Is that you? Fist bump. Boom. All right. It's good to see you. Hey there. Hey. It's good to see you. Jason, I'm about to sign off. You know, I've been away. And so I haven't seen you because I only scoped about 3 times or maybe 4 times when I was on vacation. I'm so glad I caught you. Continue amazing work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. All right. Well, if there are not any questions for me, I'm going to sign off. But I have had a great. And did I break it down? Like, wiki. I just wanted to break it down with truth. And if you guys have missed it, catch the replay. And I think that's one of the things you'll always find about my scopes is that, you know what? I don't have to do hype. I'm just going to talk about it. I do Mary Kay if you don't have a consultant. You know what? I am a, what's this makeup that I'm using? I can't even think of the makeup that I use, but I love it. And Smashbox, that's what I love. I'm a Smashbox girl. I've used Mary Kay over the years, and it's great. Do you get any Lionel? I didn't get any Lionel Richie. You know what? But I am going to go to Vegas and see him because you know he's in Vegas now. And I am Lionel Richie's biggest fan. For those of you who don't know, you do need to know that about me. I'm Lionel Richie's number one fan. All right. And so everybody that knows me knows this about me, and you should too. All right. But I didn't see Lionel. I didn't. But I heard Lionel. Yes. All right. So if there are not any questions for me, guys, then I'm going to sign off. But I've had a great time. It's been a wonderful, wonderful scope. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And what I want for you is for you to play full out. And I want you to rock out this year, right? And I want you to do the dang thing and stop making excuses, because you can do it, all right? All right. With that, I'm done. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye. Bye, Jason. Talk to you soon.